for the city. I did it for the love. I did it for the people. I did it for us.
Hey guys, Basic Gordon here. I'm inviting you to join the whole Converge Media fam July 5th through the 7th for the Takeover All-Star Edition live from Pier 62 at Waterfront Park. Tap in and join my fellow queens of Converge, Trae Holiday and T-Dub, as well as Curtis Delgado II, Matt Bermudez, and the rest of the Converge Media and Circling Seattle Sports family. And you already know, the vibes are being curated by the world-famous DJ Topspin. It's all about baseball, music, food, art, culture, and all the things that make the town such an all-star location. Tap in for your guide to All-Star Week activities, great places to eat, and where to hit the streets. And on Friday, July 7th, it's about to be a whole moment with some major Black College homecoming vibes as we free funk on the Pier for the first ever HBCU Swingman Classic presented by King Griffey Jr. later that night at T-Mobile Park. So pull up and join our 3-day block party in person at Pier 62 or online. That's July 5th through 7th at 11 a.m. as we broadcast live from Waterfront Park, presented by Friends of Waterfront Seattle and the Seattle Sports Commission.
Well, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Takeover. Grand rising to all of you out there. We are here for day 3 right here at Waterfront Park at Pier 62, and we are so elated to jump off our All-Star weekend with all of you. And y'all know I'm excited because anytime I get the opportunity to sit beside my guy, Big O, it's on and popping. What up, Big O?
Hey, good morning, Trae Holiday. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, man. Day 3 out here is feeling good.
Yeah, no, it's feeling good. It's feeling great. We're coming off an amazing night last night. We might have to switch mics. Coming out an amazing night last night with our partners, Baseball Beyond Borders and Friends of Waterfront Seattle. Man, the uplift was real.
It was so real. It was just lit, full of amazing Blackness. I had a dope time. My sister queens in the building, you know, it was popping. Oh.
Yeah, no, big shout out last night, man. And, you know, we'll hear from Buki Gates later on here in the show, but we always want to encourage people, you know what I'm saying? Believe in giving. And if you want to give, you know, Seattle sometimes is a real unique kind of city, is that especially around young people, we wait until our young people are in crisis, then we want to make an investment. But, you know, Baseball Beyond Borders, the CD Panthers, you know, FAST, Fathers and Sons Together, these are all places where investments happen early. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we need to continue to invest in our young people early, and Baseball Beyond Borders is one of those things. Speaking of that, we got an amazing show today, and we got a whole lot of Converge mixed in here early on, too. We got our guy, Charles Hammaker. There he is from Circling Seattle Sports, man. I'm so proud of this young man. Charles Hammaker came to Converge like, what was it, a year and some change ago, right?
Yeah.
Almost 2 years now. The best thing, you know, still a student at University of Washington. Him and my son actually worked together, you know, at the time of Circling Seattle Sports. He came to Converge. He already had 150 episodes on his podcast.
Right.
And, you know, I tell people all the time, the number one thing I look for is commitment. You know what I'm saying? We can teach you anything, but we can't teach you commitment. You know what I'm saying? We can't teach you a search for excellence. We can't teach you to want to be perfect. We teach you to wake up, you know, early and stay up late. Charles joined us with all those skills, man. He went from like a podcast to this and that. It's grown. And, you know, Chuck's credentialed everywhere. His all-star credentials came out before anybody at Converge. Am I lying, Ike? Who number 1 on the list?
Yeah, right.
Charles Hammaker on our all-star credential list. So we're really proud of him. He's going to give us some oversight on the Swingman Classic happening tonight, some players to watch, and also what Mariners are in the all-star game. But also, what other all-stars are coming to town?
Yeah.
Because that's something people don't really talk about. We're so caught up. We're right here. Basa Gordon is in the building, and Basa is going to be tapping in as well. I think Basa is doing some interviews. And, of course, Basa's show tomorrow. It's tomorrow. There he is. So Basa's interviewing Victoria Hayward, and that's the assistant coach at UW Softball, and Amber Kelly, co-founder of UW Women's Club Baseball. Man, you busy over there, huh, Basa? Okay.
I love it.
You'll find me at the snacks.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there go my mama. My mama on the way down here. What's up, Mom?
Special recognition.
You know it's a big day at the Pier because all the mamas is out. Mama Ever Art is here.
Yes.
Mama Walden is here. Mama T Dub is here. All the mamas in the building.
Yeah, my mama says she is watching from home and she is shaking that thing. She said that's what she told me to tell y'all.
Is that what it is?
With us at the house.
She's pre-funking. All right. Cool. Well, what we're gonna do right now is we've been talking about food previews the whole week, man. We want people to be intentional to spend some coin, especially with small businesses in the CID and also in the Central District. And you can go to the Green Path app. That's visitseattle.org/all star. There it is. Visit seattle.org/MLB-all-star. There's the app there. And the last few places we talked about has actually been on the app. But we got one right here. This is the new Jerk Shack chicken, because we need people to get up in the Central District. Go, you know what I'm saying? This renaissance, this reunion on Union. If you're coming into town for All-Star, or actually if you even live here, but an opportunity to try something new. So the last few places, yesterday was Pike Place Market. The day before was over there in Soto next to the stadium. We're taking it here to 23rd and Union, Jerk Shack Kitchen.
Okay, you guys, today I was able to be the first customer at the new Jerk Shack Kitchen. It's located on Union, which is not only dope because it's on Union, believe it or not, Trae Lamont, the chef and owner of Jerk Shack, is actually from the Central District. So if you ask me, that means that Jerk Shack is coming home, and I think that's absolutely amazing. I was able to order, let's see, we had the grilled fish, we had grilled shrimp, and I even had a whole soft-shelled crab sandwich. Literally had little legs dangling on it. It was a whole vibe. Look, if you haven't been here, definitely pull up once they do their full opening. Today's a soft opening, but I'm already knowing, as you can see, we have a huge line, so it's going to be a complete success.
This is the soft opening of Jerk Shack Kitchen, our new location in the Central District, 23rd Union, in the heart of the Central District. This is where I'm from. I was born and raised in the CD, so you have to bring it back home. Here, it's more of a relaxed vibe, chill vibe, to go ordering setup. It's ode to my food truck. So I started out as a food truck, went to brick and mortar, now it's kind of brick and mortar food truck fusion. And it's based around our sandwiches and our plates. Just quick and good service, and street food in the Caribbean is where it's at. Things that are gonna stand out to Seattleites is our soft shell crab sandwich, our soft shell crab fried break sandwich. It's amazing. You get amazing flavor. It hits you in the face. And then also our grilled fish and grilled shrimp items. It's just packed full of flavor. And now you can get shrimp plates and fish plates fried as well, so you can get the option fried or grilled. Oh man, it's really meaningful for me to come back home to the Central District, because we're trying to bring back folks to the Central District, bring back folks that come from the Central District, and I'm one of them. So it means a lot. It means a whole lot, because we're here, I'm here, and that'll give us an opportunity to allow folks that are no longer in this community, living in this community, to come back to familiar faces. Just show love and come and support, and be mindful that this is a soft opening and we're trying to figure our process out, and things on the menu may change, things might be added. So if you come here and you try something new that we don't have, or if you've been downtown and you're like, well, where's this item? Trust me, we're just trying to figure things out for this location.
Food is amazing. It's flavorful. It has all the vibes that I actually needed on this lovely, lovely Monday. I could go to a barbecue, but I'm okay here.
Ooh,
yeah. The crab. I had the crab sandwich, and the crabs. I'll be honest with you, I ate everything.
I was about to say, only the crab sandwich, huh?
I can't lie, man. I ate everything, because a week later we did a shoot there at Armoire with Doug Baldwin, and so that was like a 4-hour shoot, man. I just went back and forth.
There you go. Make sure we get out there to support Jerk Shack right there on Union. Again, as you said, a real renaissance happening over there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And hey, this brother has arrived. He is here. We get ready to bring him to the set. I'm talking, there he is, Shakundi Salisbury. President Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Epsilon Sigma Chapter, also known as my big brother. We're going to take a quick break. The takeover continues.
Hi, my name is Shekundy Salisbury, and I'm a proud alumnus of Elizabeth City State University and a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity.
And hello, my name is Jacqueline Howard, a proud alumnus of Duke University and a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Hi, my name is Curtis Delgado II, a proud alumnus of the Hampton University and a proud member of the Gamma Epsilon chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity.
And hi, my name is Angela Booker, a proud alum of Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University and a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated.
We are here today with our Divine Nine family to tell you about a home run opportunity for high school students in the Seattle area looking to attend an HBCU in the future.
And I am talking about the HBCU College Fair happening Friday, July 7th at T-Mobile Park, where college recruiters and representatives from
Howard University,
Grambling,
Tuskegee,
Morehouse,
Florida A&M,
Southern University,
Langston,
and my alma mater, Elizabeth City State University,
the Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University,
and Peer Review A&M.
We'll all be in the building to answer all of your questions about these prestigious universities, as well as give you applications and further information.
The HBCU College Fair kicks off a few hours before the HBCU Swingman Classic, presented by Ken Griffey Jr. at 7 p.m., where 50 of the best black college baseball players in America will take to the field for an all-star game under the bright lights in T-Mobile Park.
This is truly a doubleheader you don't want to miss. Black College Fair and the HBCU Swingman Classic.
Friday, July 7th at 5 p.m., followed by the HBCU Swingman Classic at 7 p.m., and we are capping off the night with the fireworks show.
Tickets to the HBCU Swingman Classic are only $10 and include a college fair and are available at allstargame.com.
The HBCU Fair is powered by the United Negro College Fund, the Major League Baseball Players Association, and the Major League Baseball Youth Development Foundation.
I see, this is a big deal. I'm capturing the moment here. You know what I'm saying? My IG, I got my big brother on the set. You know what I'm saying? My brother Kun, we call him Kun Love, but today he's in a real serious capacity. Shekundy Salisbury. Welcome in, my brother Shekundy Salisbury, a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. Welcome to the takeover, bro.
Yo, what's good, man? Just happy to be here, finally on the pier. Yeah. Let's go.
You're ever here with the Marshawn? I'm just here so I don't get fined. You see, mama sitting over there, so she'd fine him. I'd be like, Mom, Kun wasn't here. Then she had to give him the fine. But Kun's here, man. How are you? You know what I'm saying? Tell us, the HBC Swingman Classic is tonight, and there's been a lot of talk about the Swingman Classic, but there's also a college fair that's before the game, and maybe you can tell us what the college fair, some of that, right, and also what the Divine Nine is doing.
Yeah, so, again, super excited to be here. As you know, we both attended Elizabeth City State University, home of the mighty Vikings.
Go Vikings.
In Northeast North Carolina. And so, yeah, I'm just super excited here to represent Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. I'm the president of our chapter here, the Seattle Sigmas, the Epsilon Sigma. And so, yeah, the college fair is going to start out earlier in the evening, about 5 p.m., and the doors are open, and we're just really excited. I think the entire Divine Nine, as well as all the HBCUs that are going to be presenting today, to continue to expose young people and families and folks that, we have a huge refugee community here. Seattle is a real mixing spot, and so it's a great opportunity for us to not only showcase the, obviously the baseball talent and the like, but really our institutions, our history, our legacy, and these are the tenets and the foundation that kept our community together over the years, especially as the country is on the precipice, if you will, of returning to some dark times and Supreme Court rulings. This is a great time to remind people that we have our own organizations, we have our own institutions that have stood the test of time, and that we are here for them to come on home.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. A lot of people hit me with Supreme Court rulers. I was like, man, I don't know. I went to a black school, so, what I'm saying. I wasn't really impacted in my career trajectory. You know what I'm saying? I went to a small black school in North Carolina, and still ended up going pro in radio. Was my first gig. I went pro. I have a little tiny black college in northeastern North Carolina, and I'm right here right now.
Yeah, so I mean, again, it's funny that you remember this from being on the yard, and anybody that's watching right now that went to HBCU, there was always a couple of white people on campus, and we always looked at them like, I wonder if they got in through affirmative action.
Well, no, but because there was that was a flip in northeastern North Carolina. There was an affirmative action program geared towards white students to bring more white students into the black colleges.
Exactly. So maybe we don't have to do that now. But you know what? I would say that Elizabeth City is welcoming of everything, of everybody. 100%. Our schools have always been welcoming to folks that could not, get into other institutions for whatever reason. And so this is a great time to talk about HBCUs and the platform. And of course, we love Elizabeth City State University, ECSU, but I know that there's many people out there that are coming. I was on Facebook and I saw my friend Deidre Lee. She went to Southern. She's coming down. She got all the Southern alumni coming down in their shirts tonight. And so just to highlight that this thing for us is for life. Our organizations are for life. And again, they got us through. They got our grandparents through. They got our great-grandparents through. And these are our schools and institutions. And tonight's a great time to highlight them.
Right. And one thing for sure is that our family, the Salisburys, one way or another, have been at Elizabeth City State University for almost a century.
Yeah, and it's a great thing. As you know, my daughter Alma, your niece, is a recent grad 2021, and she is a fourth generation legacy of Elizabeth City State University. We are third generation legacies. Our father, James Salisbury Jr., was a third generation legacy, and our great aunt was the first person in our family to attend an HBCU in Elizabeth City State University. And so that's the kind of legacy that our schools have. And many of the young people around here, for whatever reason, don't have a tie into that. Right. We have a lot of new folks here, and we had a lot of people, the first wave. I know you guys on Converge here, we talk a little bit about, the history of Seattle and the waves of different people that came. A lot of them came with these connections to the South. Right. And everybody had Big Mama that moved from Louisiana and went to Southern or Grambling or what have you. And so there was a tie back to that. But as we get further and further removed from those people that came up here to work at Boeing in World War II or to work in the shipyard, and those grandmas, leave us, these young people now do not have a connection to the HBCU that might have been in their family or somebody, the legacy of that. And so I'm hoping that this HBCU Classic tonight and the ensuing fair will allow the young people to come here and renew that connection. They might not even realize that their great uncle or such and such went to Tuskegee or FAM or Grambling or Elizabeth City, right? You never know, but today's the day that we can make those reconnections, and that's why I'm excited about this event. And I'm encouraging everybody to bring their children out, come learn about the different schools that are there, and of course ECSU.
Yeah, of course. And it's real deal. I know Buki Gates got a fond affection to Jackson State University, and there's quite a few JSU alumni, including Avery, the principal over at Rainier Beach High School, went to Jackson State. So, you know what I'm saying? Carissa Braxton went to Howard. Trae Holiday went to Howard. Yes, Curtis Delgado went to Hampton. So it's like, HU. And they always fight over who's the real HU. So
right. But you know what? No matter what yard you were on, we share a common bond, man. We 100%. Share that thing about the calf and the yard, the plot, all those different things that happen at an HBCU. These are things that transcend each yard. You could touch down on any campus and use that terminology. Where's the calf?
100%.
Right.
100%.
And somebody's going to point you to the calf. Right. And that's just something and that's why there's so much love. It's a friendly rivalry. I most certainly go back and forth with the Hampton people. We feel we're the best, but we most certainly know that that is a real fraternity or sorority or organization to be a part of, to just know you went and have some love at HBCU.
That's real deal. Also, a big shout out to our girl Julia Jesse. Behold the green and gold up there at Norfolk State. You know what I'm saying? Our big rival when I was in school. Kun, thanks for joining us, man. Is there anything else you want people to know or how they can follow?
You know what I like to tell people today, especially those that are looking at the HBCU, ECSU most certainly should be a part of your calculations. ECSU is the most affordable HBCU in America. Out-of-state tuition is only $5,000 a year. Yes, you heard me right. $5,000 a year for out-of-state tuition. Okay, now of course you need to still pay room and board, but Elizabeth City is the most affordable option, and obviously you have some amazing graduates here before you. So do not discount Elizabeth City State University, especially when you look at some of the other institutions that are upwards of $50,000 and $60,000 a year to attend. Elizabeth City is most certainly a bargain at $5,000 a year. So that's ECSU.edu.
Yeah, that's what's up. And, you know, I mean, I'll tell you this too. ECSU for sure, and the state of North Carolina as a whole, as far as like, you know what I'm saying, making things accessible is dope. My brother Kun, you guys, man, make sure to check him out. He's gonna be manning a few tables, you know, back and forth between the Phi Beta Sigma table and the Elizabeth City State University table here at T-Mobile Park in a few hours. Kun, thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right,
Mike and Pride, Mike and Pride, Mike and Pride.
Look at him. He's breaking all protocol, run off the set. He really was trying not to get fined. We're gonna take a quick break. We come right back. We're gonna breeze through what's up next with Charles Hammaker. Then we got a whole bunch of great guests for you. You're watching The Takeover.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Hey, I'm Besa Gordon. You may have heard my voice on Hits 106.1 or seen me on Converge Media, but now I'm coming to TV. I'm hosting the newest show on Fox 13 called Back to Besa. Check us out every weekend for the hottest topics, interviews, the latest trends, and uplifting stories. We're going to have so much fun, and teens, we got you too. Back to Besa Saturday nights, 10:30 on Fox 13, and Sundays at 10 a.m. on Fox 13 Plus.
1 in every 500 African Americans in the U.S. suffers from sickle cell disease. 1 in 3 African American blood donors is a match for patients with sickle cell. 1 appointment to donate blood with the American Red Cross can help save a life. Will you be that one? Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood today to schedule an appointment at a location near you.
Hi, I'm Besa Gordon from Converge Media, Hits 106.1, and Back to Besa on Fox 13.
And I'm Buki Gates from Baseball Beyond Borders.
And we are here at T-Mobile Park, where on July 7th, they will host the very first ever HBCU Swingman Classic.
That's right, Besa. Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, has rounded up 50 of the very best ball players from HBCUs from all across the country, from schools like Jackson State, Grambling, Southern, FAMU, North Carolina A&T, Alabama State, and many more.
It's literally the All-Star game before the All-Star game, right?
Exactly. And the fact that the very first HBCU Swingman Classic is happening right here in the Emerald City is a big deal.
A big deal indeed. And it sounds like a whole lot of Black college homecoming vibes.
You already know what it is. Don't miss out on this historic opportunity to see the very best of the best Black college baseball players right here at T-Mobile Park on July 7th. Tickets are on sale now at allstargame.com. See you there.
The new COVID-19 updated booster provides the best protection available right now. So don't wait. Stay safe this summer and get your updated booster today. To find a free vaccine provider near you, go to kingcounty.gov/vaccine.
All right, welcome back to the Takeover here, All-Star Edition, live from Pier 62. Happy right now to have my buddy Charles Hammaker, as we say, Chuck, from Circling Seattle Sports. Man, what's happening?
Great to be here, O. I mean, it's a week of baseball. Nothing better for you and I. I mean, we both love this game, so, you know.
Nah, this is our time right now. You know, people have been emailing me about all kinds of stuff. I put an autoresponder on, and I was like, no, I'm not out on leave. Nobody's sick. But, like, this moment right here, this is what we've been waiting for. I'll catch you in a week or two. You know what I'm saying? Now, Chuck, we've been talking about the swingman ever since it was announced back in December of last year. And we've been following this story diligently and clearly promoting it and some of everything else. But, you know, we've been pushing people to the game, but we haven't really talked so much about the game. And I know that you've been kind of studying behind the scenes and, you know, some players that we should be on the lookout for. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, no, there are a few. I mean, first of all, I want to say there's a ton of talent here. And that's the whole point of this, right? Is a showcase. Now, you know, you see a few of the names here. Highland Hall is featured on the photo there. He actually went to the University, Washington State, before he transferred, got a better opportunity here at BC. But you guys talked about Jackson State, right? You see Ty Hill there at third base. There's only 2 third basemen in this whole thing. Ty Hill has great numbers. He was up in the preseason watch list for the best collegiate player in all of baseball last year. And Ricky Weeks Jr., who's actually on the coaching staff, won that award at Southern University down at Baton Rouge. So Ty Hill's a guy that I'm really excited to see. Great hitter. But some of the guys, Keelan Mack has great power, 30 homers over the last 3 seasons. You know, who doesn't love home runs? Ty Hanchey has great numbers as well. But Ty Hill, man, he's a guy who's been on that watch list. So people are on notice as one of the best players in all of college baseball.
Boogie, did they tell you about Ty Hill when you was down in Jackson State? Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. You know, we were down there on that field, you know, second year in a row. I didn't know. I knew that Jackson State has a player coming up. I didn't realize this guy was that good.
All that watch list. So they got their eye on him. So, he's got great numbers across the board, 3 seasons. But I wanted to say, you know, looking at all these position groups, whether it's catchers, pitchers, infield, whatever, there's a lot of guys who have been at the college level for a few years, right? But a lot of younger talent, a lot of guys who just finished their freshman year. So these guys are only going to get better.
Yeah, you know, they MLB pushed back in a good way 2 days ago. Because I was like, man, well, you know, this last World Series was the first one in 70 years that there wasn't a Black American player on either roster. And what Misha heard from Major League Baseball said, she said, that's true. But this last draft, you have more Black players draft. You know what I'm saying? Drafted in the early rounds than you've had in years. Kind of saying that this pipeline, that, you know, this RBI pipeline now that's been going on for years is really catching up. And also people paying attention to like the HBCUs and everything else. Guys are getting a look. And not only are they getting a look, they're getting drafted.
So I think thinking optimistically and looking at the numbers, at least, that's only going to continue. That's only going to continue and get better. Just looking at the freshman years that so many of these players that are at this showcase had. And that's just the 50 players at the showcase. That's not even including the ones that maybe didn't make it or couldn't.
This is true. You know, I can see you're excited about that. And you're a real baseball guy. So it's like when you're saying this is great talent, you know what I'm saying? I know you don't sugarcoat it. So we're looking for you. You're going to be over there early, right?
Oh, of course.
You going to bat practice?
Oh, yeah, probably as soon as we get done here, honestly. I mean, shoot.
That's why I said me and Chuck live for this, man. You'll find us in the press box. And by the way, I'll just tell you, man, you know, how much we're gaining in the market. Last year with the Seattle Mariners, we had what was called Day Of, and we had to try to be able to get a permanent seat in the press box. But believe it or not, this year, Converge Media, Circling Seattle Sports, we have our own seat there. It's a designated seat for every single Mariners game. That's our seat up there in the press box. And a lot of that is because of Charles Hammaker's consistent reporting and diligence, and him and Bel Garcia and our photography corps. But man, imagine that, Converge Media. We got we got our seat there in the press box.
We got more work to do, but man, it is a lot of fun, and especially an event like that. You were so excited for this morning, man. So it got me even more excited to watch these players. And they got a fireworks show after, so it's going to be a whole great thing.
All right, real quick, we already know the Mariners and who the Mariners are has been covered a lot. Who else is coming to town though?
So there are a few notable names. I mean, we look at Shohei Ohtani is the big one,
right.
Pitching and hitting. Look back at a guy like Babe Ruth. Shohei is the modern day Babe Ruth and arguably better than him. But I wanted to look at a few guys. Randy Arozarena and Ronald Acuna Jr. are some of the most exciting young players in all of baseball, making baseball fun again, right? Because you don't watch. I mean, they add these new rules to make it fast and all this ultimate rule stuff. Those guys make the game fun again. But the last name on there, Corbin Carroll, he was born here in Seattle, so he's a local kid. He's a big star for the Diamondbacks, and he's a rookie this year, and he's a MVP candidate. A rookie is an MVP candidate. That's pretty good. So a few of those guys, but the local talent, I'm biased, so I'm going to look at the local guys as well.
All right, well, good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We've got a great bird's eye view of all the all-star activities, man. Want to appreciate all the work you're doing. Look in the camera right there. Tell people they can follow Circling Seattle Sports.
So, I mean, Circling Seattle Sports, we're on Twitter at Circling Sports. On Instagram, there's Threads, this new social media, Threads, at Circling Seattle Sports. Of course, we're on Converge Media every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific time with our weekly wrap-up of all the pro sports. At Circling Seattle Sports, you'll find us just about everywhere.
All right, good stuff. We're going to take a break, and we're going to do something different here, Ike. But, yeah, Buki Gates and EC Pride, look at these guys. Man, they clean up well. There's nice photos there. Actually, Buki always stunned. He's always – got me looking like a bum. Me and Buki be showing up to the same place. His stuff's all custom. We got Buki Gates and EC Parker. We're gonna skip that break, though, Ike. And I'm going to introduce Commissioner's Cup right now. So what's going on right now from the 6th through the 10th is the Commissioner's Cup. And the Commissioner's Cup is where youth all-star teams from all across America and a few internationally come here to Seattle. Well, they come during All-Star Week and they play during All-Star Week. This is the first year ever that Seattle has a team to participate in it, and it's being coached by Baseball Beyond Borders, like you'll see here in this video. And guess what? Ty France and JP Crawford, they surprised the team to tell them that they made the team. And guess whose cameras were there? The only cameras are there outside of the Mariners, of course. The only cameras that were there were ours.
Some of y'all been to Jackson. There's a reason why we were in that space, to give back to the community, but also to kind of help us recognize and understand where we're at in the Northwest and the privilege that we kind of have as far as the resources, accessibility to things that they don't have. And so I think that's part of our mission as an organization, is to really go deeper, dig deeper. It's not just about how we look on the field, but what we do off the field says everything about who we are. You have the talent, skill, and ability. You wouldn't be sitting in this space if you didn't have that, right? Somebody saw that in you. But it's bigger than just what you can do in between the lines. So the Commissioner's Cup is an annual event that Major League Baseball puts on during All-Star Week. It's a youth baseball showcase representing many of the urban youth academies and RBI programs across our country, and even some internationally, that then comes in and participates. This is the first team Seattle will have as a representation within this since the inception. So it's a big deal.
We just wanted to congratulate you guys on being the first Seattle team to represent, the city of Seattle in the Commissioner's Cup. Continue to grind, continue to put that work in, and enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So what they're telling you is that you've made the Commissioner's Cup team, and you're going to go and represent Seattle come July 6th through 10th.
I'm pretty sure, like everybody else, is feeling like it's a great experience, and it gives us a better view of what is to happen if we keep putting that work in.
This is exciting. It's going to be a great experience, like being able to play at this level and being able just to have the experience, seeing all the MLB players and see where I want to be one day.
There's definitely intentionality between Major League Baseball, its youth programs division, and really seeing that the Commissioner's Cup, Jenny Finch Classic, and other youth programs are a viable source to really showcase the talents and skills of student athletes. We get a chance to play in front of our home crowd, and that's the beauty of it, right? It's not only allowing our kids to be seen in front of their peers, right, their families, but it also gives us the ability to have our program on display and RBI baseball to be on display so that the broader community, the broader Pacific Northwest community can see the great resources that we have in our youth.
You know, keep balling. You never know if this tournament can change your life. So yeah, go out there and win it too.
Welcome back to the Takeover here on Pier 62. I am a guest host for this segment, Buki Gates with Baseball Beyond Borders. I'm here with my good friend, man, colleague, really, I'll say my best friend, E.C. Parker. How you doing, E.C.?
I'm doing wonderful, bro. How you feeling?
I'm doing great, man. Great to be here. It's an opportunity for us to talk a little bit about the work of Baseball Beyond Borders. We actually just had a segment that came off of the Commissioner's Cup. This is the first year Seattle has had a team. We are representing Seattle amongst this Commissioner's Cup. We just came back from our 8 a.m. game. We didn't have the success that we wanted, but we also didn't lose at the same time. So we tied with Compton, the Urban Youth Academy.
Yeah, which is a beautiful thing. I mean, obviously, having an opportunity for the program to represent in any Major League Baseball sponsored event is a beautiful thing, and an opportunity for exposure for the student athletes that represent our area. I don't think none of them take that opportunity lightly, and it's really cool. Something that these guys can experience and enjoy and cherish for the rest of their days.
That's right. I know a couple years ago we actually started this journey with Converge Media. And at the time, we actually participated in the 2021 RBI World Series down in Vero Beach, Florida. Talk a little about that experience and how it's now propelled us to where we are today.
Yeah, well, that experience was incredible. Obviously, it started with our regional trip in LA when we won that tournament, which qualified us for the World Series in Florida. And so having an opportunity to go down there, obviously it was still COVID, so that we didn't get to experience, or the kids didn't get to experience everything in the area, but just having an opportunity again to play in another Major League sponsored event with teams from all over the country, it was incredible. And obviously we had the gift of having one of our former guys who now runs the RBI program in Pittsburgh, coaching a team there. So it was like a full circle moment for us as a program as well, but a great experience for the kids there, who and some of whom are now participating in a Commissioner's Cup as well.
That's right. So what we have now is the ability to even experience the HBCU Classic, the showcase. And I think when we look at the Northwest, we often don't get the chance to see baseball from an HBCU perspective. Oftentimes it's all the academic, right? We do college tours and trips to HBCUs, but we never get a chance to see that. This is the first time in Seattle's history, I believe, that we've had an HBCU team, or at least a culmination of teams, playing in our city. And so what does that mean for us?
Well, I think the HBCU culture here as a whole isn't as big and as widely shared, I think, as it could be. Kun spoke to it a little bit earlier, but I think especially athletically, that is an area and a space that I think young athletes should explore a little more. I know everybody dreams of playing for Power 5 conferences or Division I schools, but I think it can be tough to match the lived experience and athletic experience at an HBCU. And I don't know that very many of our kids even take a look at playing baseball at those sort of institutions. And it is one that hopefully we can start to share a little bit more, expose our kids a little bit more, and get a few more opportunities from. Again, I believed in the lived experience. Very few of our kids are going to play in the big leagues. Obviously, we challenge them to, and we try to water that seed and that dream. But at the same time, it's hard to beat the college experience at HBCU.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to this HBCU showcase event. Obviously, our Commissioner's Cup team will be participating and attending. I know the greater community is going to enjoy being present. So hopefully this will revive an element within the Black community when it comes to baseball as a viable option.
Absolutely. And again, hopefully the community comes out, and others who aren't necessarily a part of our program, but are even thinking about baseball or even just the college experience in and of itself. I was excited to hear that this was going to be an event here. To your point, I don't remember there being a historically Black college university baseball program playing anywhere in the Northwest for the most part. So a wonderful opportunity. It should be a fun game to watch, and hopefully everybody comes out and supports it.
Perfect. Lastly, let's just talk about preserving the cultural legacy of the only sport we've ever owned. You know, obviously Negro League Baseball was there. We continue to build our work on the backs of those that came before us. What does this mean for Baseball Beyond Borders and our vision moving forward? What does that look like for us?
Well, obviously, the space that we are in and our mission statement, so to speak, the reason why we do what we do is to expose kids of color to the game of baseball, the lived experiences that it provides. And I think having this time and this showcase, for one, let me take a step back. I want to give you your flowers for what you've done as far as planting a seed in this community for baseball, creating this program, growing this program to the point it is now, where we partner with the Mariners, and kind of we're kind of the go-to for baseball around these parts, especially for people of color. So again, as far as our program growing, I think this is exactly why we do it. Trying to afford kids an opportunity to play. Obviously, as you know, select baseball and all of that is wildly expensive.
Yeah.
So us being able to bridge that gap and then expose them to other opportunities like HBCUs and things of that nature, I think it fits right in with what we're doing, and it's, you know, it's a divine plan for sure.
That's right. Well, you heard it from E.C. Parker there, VP of Baseball Beyond Borders. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to have an exciting moment in a conversation with Eliza Crawford that's going to talk a little bit about the new emerging program, Softball Beyond Borders. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Besa Gordon from Converge Media, Hits 106.1, and back to Besa on Fox 13.
And I'm Buki Gates from Baseball Beyond Borders.
And we are here at T-Mobile Park, where on July 7th, they will host the very first ever HBCU Swingman Classic.
That's right, Besa. Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, has rounded up 50 of the very best ball players from HBCUs from all across the country, from schools like Jackson State, Grambling, Southern, FAMU, North Carolina A&T, Alabama State, and many more.
It's literally the All-Star game before the All-Star game, right?
Exactly. And the fact that the very first HBCU Swingman Classic is happening right here in the Emerald City is a big deal.
A big deal indeed. And it sounds like a whole lot of Black college homecoming vibes.
You already know what it is. Don't miss out on this historic opportunity to see the very best of the best Black college baseball players right here at T-Mobile Park on July 7th. Tickets are on sale now at allstargame.com. See you there.
And we're back here at the Takeover, Pier 62. I am joined by our now esteemed guest, Eliza Crawford, who is really helping support and run Softball Beyond Borders. It's a new emerging program that Baseball Beyond Borders has created to increase the gender equity when it comes to the play and accessibility to the sport. So, Eliza, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Good. So let's talk a little about Softball Beyond Borders and the work that we are planning ahead.
Yes, so coming up, this is going to be the first season that the softball team will have a regional team participating. And these girls, they don't get the resources that they can to really succeed. So this is a really big opportunity for them, and just Seattle softball in general, like just for this to be seen out there and just the opportunities that they are getting. This is going to really help flourish the game and continue to grow the sport of softball out here.
Yeah. So now you come by way of California, up to Seattle. Obviously, you spent a lot of time at the Compton Urban Youth Academy as well as the New Orleans Urban Youth Academy. Talk about the global experience of softball and just what you want to continue to see happen within our communities.
So I would love to see just more girls get involved. I don't think they know the resources that are out there. MLB does a great job of just giving these opportunities to the players who are involved within their communities, within the academies. They do a wonderful job of that. So I think once they get started, they realize there's a big umbrella for them to get seen and, possibly get recruited, join these youth development events and just get an experience that a lot of people don't get to have.
Now, you're in Seattle, and not a lot of people know about you particularly. Now, I do know that you played collegiate softball. So talk a little about your experience and kind of where you came from.
So I'm from Long Beach, California. Always been a softball player, started at the age of 5. One thing I have noticed is there are not a lot of players or coaches that look like me. So that was kind of my drive to coach. I played at Cal State Fullerton, not really knowing what I'm going to do afterwards. And I had, I was blessed to be able to work with MLB development, and that's really helped me just get to where I'm at now. And now my passion is to get more coaches, to get more athletes that look like us out there on the field. You know, there's so many opportunities for us, but it is a little bit harder because we have to earn our spot. We have to put in the extra work to actually get seen.
Yeah.
So it's been really cool just getting these girls involved. Seeing the girls actually get to college, that is what does it for me, because, you know, softball, there is a pro league, but it's not realistic for 80% of the girls who are playing. So for them to have a goal to graduate college, get a good career, that's what I do. That's why I do what I do.
Wonderful. Now, I know just not long ago this year, we actually made an announcement as a partner to now the Mariners Training Centers and EO1 Sports. And I know that they also have a softball university. And part of your role up here in Seattle now is also take part in softball university, which is hopefully going to increase the pipeline of African Americans participating in the sport, but also, you know, seeing coaches that may look like you be a part of that. So talk about that experience.
So yes, I've actually just started a couple weeks ago with Softball U. There are multiple facilities out here within the area, which is really awesome. Just hitting different cities for the girls. I would love to see more, you know, in that dynamic, but it's been super cool. There's summer camps, different training, just so many different events, and hopefully we can get more intertwined with Softball Beyond Borders and really grow.
That works. So you talked about the regional tournament, and this is going to be the first time that Seattle is going to host a regional tournament in probably 25 years. So we're excited about that. It's on the precipice of the All-Star Week. So when we talk about All-Stars, All-Star does not end July 12th. We continue All-Stars because now we have a youth All-Star event that will take place July 14th through the 16th, which will include both baseball and softballs. So what do we expect? What are we expecting out of the softball side of things?
Oh, this is a competitive tournament. The girls ball out. They play their hearts out. After this, if whoever wins this will go to the World Series in Vero Beach, Florida. So it is super competitive this year. It's more than 2 teams, so I'm excited. Just giving more players these opportunities. I know, you don't know who's coaching these teams. It's an easy chance for them to get recruited. All it takes is one video, one coach, word of mouth for these girls to get that chance, and it's like boom in your face. So that's why I really encourage players, parents, get your kids involved within these programs. There's so many bigger opportunities for them outside of just playing tournaments day in, day out. You're actually building your skills. There's, future, like future for you within, even if you're not playing softball, you don't know who you're going to meet. You can find a job with broadcasting. There's so many opportunities, outlets out there for these kids.
Absolutely. And I know we have 2 Division I softball institutions here in our own city, both Seattle University and University of Washington. You will be hearing from one of the assistant coaches of University of Washington. So hopefully this is a selfless plug to make sure that University of Washington and Seattle U comes out July 14th through the 16th to watch some of this talent, not only coming from Seattle, but also from the Dodgers Dream Team, as well as Hawaii, the Nobu Yamauchi RBI program.
All great organizations.
Absolutely. So if you haven't heard it, July 14th through the 16th, the Nike RBI West Regional Tournament will be taking place here at Kent Meridian High School, Auburn Mountain View High School, Auburn High School, and Russell Road Park, Hogan Field. This is a great opportunity for you to come out. Not only do you want to come out and support, come out and volunteer. This will be a great opportunity for you to support those while also giving back. Eliza, thank you so much for being here with me. We look forward to seeing Softball Beyond Borders in the future. So this is the Takeover. I'm Pier 62. We'll be back with another break.
Hi, my name is Shakandi Salisbury, and I'm a proud alumnus of Elizabeth City State University and a member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity.
And hello, my name is Jacqueline Howard, a proud alumnus of Duke University and a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Hi, my name is Curtis Delgado II, a proud alumnus of the Hampton University and a proud member of the Gamma Epsilon chapter of Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
And hi, my name is Angela Booker, a proud alum of Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University and a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated.
We are here today with our Divine Nine family to tell you about a home run opportunity for high school students in the Seattle area looking to attend an HBCU in the future.
And I am talking about the HBCU College Fair happening Friday, July 7th at T-Mobile Park, where college recruiters and representatives from
Howard University,
Grambling, Tuskegee,
Morehouse,
Florida A&M,
Southern University,
Langston,
and my alma mater, Elizabeth City State University,
the Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University,
and Prairie View A&M.
We'll all be in the building to answer all of your questions about these prestigious universities. as well as give you applications and further information.
The HBCU College Fair kicks off a few hours before the HBCU Swingman Classic, presented by Ken Griffey Jr. at 7 p.m., where 50 of the best black college baseball players in America will take to the field for an all-star game under the bright lights at T-Mobile Park.
This is truly a doubleheader you don't want to miss. Black College Fair and the HBCU Swingman Classic.
Friday, July 7th at 5 p.m., followed by the HBCU Swingman Classic at 7 p.m., and we are capping off the night with the fireworks show.
Tickets to the HBCU Swingman Classic are only $10 and include a college fair and are available at allstargame.com.
The HBCU Fair is powered by the United Negro College Fund, the Major League Baseball Players Association, and the Major League Baseball Youth Development Foundation.
I have a dream. That's what Dr. King said. Have gives hope, doesn't it? Because the dream didn't die with Dr. King. It's still here as long as we're here, as long as they're here.
This thing started with a dream, a vision, a little ambition, anticipating what was possible in the midst of improbable. How do we get our team through the South?
We're going to talk about what happened here in 1964. This city was an ugly place to be. I need you on the battlefield, making sure that one day and one day soon, by the time they're our age, we can all say, "Child, all lives matter," and it be the truth.
Our God is marching on. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Takeover. I'm your co-host, Trae Holiday, and joining me right now, we have Joshua Magallanes and Brittany Miller. What's up, y'all?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's so great to have both of y'all because you represent a portion of bringing more inclusivity into sports and particularly baseball, softball. So I want to talk to both of y'all about what you do. I'll start with you, Joshua. Let us know about the foundation and the organization you represent.
Great. Thank you. I've been with the North American Gay Amateur Athletic Alliance for 24 years and in Seattle since 2004. And I'm the assistant AB commissioner. And so we provide an opportunity to safe space for queer folks, both BIPOC, queer identified individuals, and our accomplices, those individuals who don't identify that way, to play competitively and be in a place that's fun.
Wow. Amazing. And Brittany, tell us more about the work you do.
Sure. Yeah. I'm also a part of the ECSA. Josh and I are both on the board together, but my own organization is the Puget Sound Pronouns here. We're also a 501c3, and we're focused on trans and non-binary inclusion in sports. Just last month, we went out to Philadelphia and picked up a local trans woman who was just out of the closet, helped her find community. She had a big hit to drive in 2 runs to go ahead in the 7th inning in a game we won. So just doing that mission out there, helping people like me feel safe and supported playing sports is really important with what's happening with us right now.
Yeah, well, I think it's important in general. I mean, there's this understanding of the need for us to create spaces that are no longer about like just diversity, equity, and inclusion, but really moving into belonging. And it sounds like both of y'all are doing that work. Tell us about some of the successes you've been able to see since you've been doing this work.
Yeah, I think, what Eliza talked about earlier around like having folks that look like me, play like me, be like me, right? That's the transformation piece. I didn't see very many gay Latinos teaching, coaching, and playing baseball. I played through the Cub Scout League in the 90s and is super homophobic. And so trying to be me, the real me, and then come out, I think some of the successes are being a part of this board. Seeing us host the World Series, the Gay World Series, which moves from city to city each year in 2008, and being able to play every year and meeting people throughout has just been fantastic. And I love that we get that opportunity and to share space on the field with other folks.
Well, it's great to be able to hear these kind of stories. Brittany, you know, share with us some of those kind of key points. I mean, you just spoke about going out there to Philly, you know, being able to bring someone into community. That's really key. But what are some of the other things that you're really looking to do as the pronouns take off?
Sure. Yeah. Well, honestly, this league is what let me come out of the closet. So I started in this league presenting as a cis man with a big denial beard, which obviously I think I look a lot better without it now. But some of our successes last year, we started with just me as one trans player. Our coach, Sarah, who's been in the league for about 20 years, is a trans coach. This year, we have 4 trans women on the team. Big shout out to one of our big success stories, Bree Wilka, who is new to the league this year. She just started playing softball last year. She's an ambidextrous pitcher. She's awesome. She has found belonging and shows joy on the field in a way that shows she's truly found a spot to belong. And that's what we want to do. Like, she's an example of the success of our mission.
Well, you know, I think that this is really important and key, especially because as you were talking about there, you know, oftentimes if there is no kind of establishment that is willing to accept folks, we see a lot of folks not being able to be who they actually are, and they're trying to just do something they love. So when you think about your personal journeys, I love how both of y'all have these anchors that really get you into this work, right? There's something that's very personal for both of you to be able to provide these kinds of spaces for folks just like yourselves. The ways that sports and athletics is changing, I would love to talk to both of you about how you're experiencing more of this level of intentionality, not just with your spaces, but I think we're starting to see some trends kind of move in the direction of we can't really continue doing business the ways that we have and causing more harm for different folks. So I would love to hear from you, Brittany, about how you're kind of seeing these trends and maybe how you're experiencing them.
Sure. Yeah, I think one of the big things is last year was really my second year out of the closet, and there was the issue of Greg Abbott's directive to consider trans affirming care child abuse in Texas, and NAGA's World Series was in Dallas. So, you know, I helped like our league and NAGA as a whole have a trans voice to listen to and help them plan events that would really focus on our community, because you know, right now we kind of are the villains that the conservatives have chosen, trans folks like myself, and then especially folks like my partner Jerica, who is a Black trans woman, so she's got all the intersections of oppression. So being able to go to somewhere like ECSA and NAGA and have our voice be heard and have them try to set up events and programs that will encourage us to be in these leagues and show that we belong, rather than shying away and hiding, which would be easier to do, but actually embracing and coming out and saying like, hey, we're welcoming you in, has been extremely important.
Wow. Same for you, Joshua. Tell us.
Yeah, you know, I think it really is having institutions change what they do their day to day. I do a lot of work. I wear a lot of hats here in Seattle, but I do a lot of work with Compete Sports Diversity. And part of my job with them is to educate and really bring in a new lens and to really transform. I just got back from Clearwater working with the Tampa Bay Rays, and the message and the information and the education I was really talking to them about was, if you're going to do good change and if you're going to create a place for everybody with all those intersections that are being met, like, you have to think from an abolitionist point of view. Right. And so you have to really look at the institution and take things down. I help host a summit here with them in the fall with various partners and whatnot. And so that's kind of what I do. And it is creating that space there, or else I wouldn't have been able to be me. And there's something special and celebratory about being able to show up in these spaces and kind of, have that anger. I don't have a choice. Right. I'm Latino, I'm brown, I'm Moreno, bring it, right? Like, that's what you're going to get.
Well, I really love that, because that's actually a part of what I do too in community. And I love what you said there, because I think you're so right. For those of us who live in our skin and it makes us different, and you know, no matter what, like whatever choices we have, I don't have a choice. And I say that all the time when I'm thinking about Black liberation movements. It's like, I have 2 sons, right? I don't have a choice. So I love that you really bring that forward. And it's great to hear that there are these opening of the minds. I think that's really what we're seeing, is kind of a mind shift. And you're right, you know, right? Like, we see this polarity in our democracy all the time. And it's great to hear that, we have some anchors here in Seattle that are really doing the work. Lastly, as you think about how your work progresses over years to come, future generations, knowing that these organizations and institutions exist and that there's spaces for them, I want to hear from both of you some things that you're really looking forward to in terms of not just changing the mindsets, but also having these spaces for folks. And when we think about future generations and how they experience this welcoming and this embracing, I'll start with you, Brittany.
Sure. So what we're doing this year, this August, is our second annual Youth Skills Clinic. It's something that I'm really excited about. Last year it was a big success. We had, cisgender, non-binary, trans kids coming out to play and just giving them the opportunity to see other kids who look like them, and not just teaching them skills, because slow pitch is more of an adult sport, but it's much more about teaching them teamwork and how to be a good friend. And we're feeling like programs like that are really what are going to help the next generation see that people like us are okay. We have some other events in the work, but that's the big one we do every year. We're partnering with the Gender Justice League, and that will be held August 13th. So if you'd like to get your little sluggers out there to work with us for, a trans, non-binary, inclusive youth skills clinic, please let me know. That's something that I feel it's near and dear to my heart. If I'd seen something like that, I would have come out before my 30s.
Wow. Amazing.
I think about legacy all the time. In this work, it's tiring. The energy suck from people in general, right? Institutions is tough. And so when I think about it, I think about like what will happen 10, 15, 20 years from now. And hopefully it's folks not having to teach how to be inclusive or how to provide equity, but instead we teach classes on like queer studies history. Right? Things that have happened. And so for me, that's how I would like to look back and see where we've made that change and how we continue to really, continue to use my shoulders to step on at some point.
Yeah, there we go. Y'all are doing phenomenal work, setting a foundation that is so necessary. I got to give you both time to look right there in that camera closest to me. Let folks know how to tap in with the work you're doing.
Sure. Yeah. You can just find me. Find us on Twitter at Puget Sound Pronouns, on Instagram at Puget Sound Pronouns, on Facebook we're the Puget Sound Pronouns. We're always looking to add more people, whether we're looking for teammates, whether we're looking for staff. Just any way you want to help out with trans and non-binary folks, let me know. And that's our mission. So we will let anyone in who wants to be a part of a positive change.
And you can find the Emerald City Softball Association at emeraldcitysoftball.org. We're also on Instagram. And if you want to look at the larger organization, it's the North American Gay Amateur Athletic Alliance.
Wow. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me today and really enlightening me on the work y'all are doing. It's so necessary. Appreciate both of your energy and your time and really opening the doors. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ooh, what an amazing segment right there. Of course, the amazingness continues as Big O joins me back on the set and we talk about Suquamish. It's basis after. I got the list. We talk about the Suquamish Museum. Y'all stay tuned. You're watching The Takeover.
I have a dream. That's what Dr. King said. Have gives hope, doesn't it? Because the dream didn't die with Dr. King. It's still here as long as we're here, as long as they're here.
This thing started with a dream, a vision, a little ambition, anticipating what was possible in the midst of improbable. How do we get our team to the South?
We're going to talk about what happened here in 1964. This city was an ugly place to be. I need you on the battlefield making sure that one day and one day soon, by the time they're our age, we can all say, "Shall all lives matter?" and it be the truth.
Our God is marching on. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah.
Hey, I'm Besa Gordon. You may have heard my voice on Hits 106.1 or seen me on Converge Media, but now I'm coming to TV. I'm hosting the newest show on Fox 13 called Back to Besa. Check us out every weekend for the hottest topics, interviews, the latest trends, and uplifting stories. We're going to have so much fun, and teens, we got you too. Back to Basics Saturday nights, 10:30 on Fox 13, and Sundays at 10 a.m. on Fox 13 Plus.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Hi, I'm Besa Gordon from Converge Media, Hits 106.1, and Back to Besa on Fox 13.
And I'm Buki Gates from Baseball Beyond Borders.
And we are here at T-Mobile Park, where on July 7th, they will host the very first ever HBCU Swingman Classic.
That's right, Besa. Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, has rounded up 50 of the very best ball players from HBCUs from all across the country, from schools like Jackson State, Grambling, Southern, FAMU, North Carolina A&T, Alabama State, and many more.
It's literally the All-Star game before the All-Star game, right?
Exactly. And the fact that the very first HBCU Swingman Classic is happening right here in the Emerald City is a big deal.
A big deal indeed. And it sounds like a whole lot of Black college homecoming vibes.
You already know what it is. Don't miss out on this historic opportunity to see the very best of the best Black college baseball players right here at T-Mobile Park on July 7th. Tickets are on sale now at allstargame.com. See you there.
All righty, guys. Welcome back. We are still at the Takeover over at Pier 62. I am Besa Gordon, and right now I am joined by two amazing women. One happens to be named Victoria Hayward. She is the UW assistant for softball coach. And then also we have Amber Kelly, co-founder of the Women's Club Baseball. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here. So, okay. One thing I definitely want to talk to you guys about is your careers, getting into baseball, getting into softball, especially as women.
Yeah, I'll take that first. So, I mean, like so many people, when you're young and you're just getting into sports as a way to make friends, as a way to just be a part of a community. That was kind of where my softball journey started. And from there kind of took off. I competed with the Canadian Olympic team for 15 years, and which that brought me to the University of Washington, where I was able to compete as a student athlete. And now an Olympics later, a professional career still going, happy to come back and give back to my alma mater in the Pacific Northwest, which is like holds such a good place in my heart.
Come on, Olympics. All right, Amber, what about you?
Yeah, similar to Victoria, I started playing softball when I was probably 5 years old, and it was just kind of an outlet for me to be able to play with a group of girls and really create that community. So I continued playing until high school, and after that decided to stop. I didn't really want to play competitively in college. I kind of just wanted the college experience. But then once I came to college, I was kind of missing that community that I got when I had softball all my life. So when I got the opportunity to create a women's baseball team my junior year of college, I kind of jumped on it. And it was a really, really awesome experience to have that for my last 2 years of college.
Now, I was reading about that, and you guys actually won a championship. So tell me a little bit more about this women's baseball team.
Yeah, so basically a couple of years ago, I was approached by one of my good friends. Her name's Katie Firestone, and she's the other co-founder of the team. And we are both super passionate about softball and baseball, and she heard about this program called Baseball for All. And their mission is to create more women's baseball teams on college campuses throughout the country. Just because there's so many women and girls that have grown up playing baseball or grown up dreaming about playing baseball that never got the opportunity because they were turned down in the male-dominated sport. So our mission is really just to create a space for girls and women that want to play baseball and give them the opportunity to create community and play the sport that they love.
I love that. Victoria, can we talk a little bit more about that? The importance of women to be able to be in sports and just really live their best lives.
Yeah, I think so many of us growing up, we watched baseball because that's all there was on TV. And so now to be able to have women choose to play baseball or choose to play softball, there are role models and professional athletes that are actually accessible to young girls. And I think having those role models and having those goals be tangible and just inspire your work ethic and it brings so many other great things to your life and to the community than just, playing the sport. It's so much bigger than that. So I think any opportunity for young girls to get involved in sport is amazing. And whether that's softball or baseball is just so incredible.
Now, I could be wrong. I was doing some Googling and I seen something on the UW softball page. There was like a camp on there. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we run camps pretty consistently throughout the year. Some are obviously for recruiting purposes for older student athletes, but something that we're really passionate about is just mini dogs, like young softball players. Can we get them into this sport and just show them what UW softball is all about? And it's something that is really important to us and being part of the community.
I love that. Now, do you guys have any things going on coming up in the next couple months that we should definitely be looking out for?
Yeah, we have our first camp is actually at the end of this week. So I know it's a crazy weekend for Seattle sports and all those things, but really just keeping up with the website. We have tons of camps going on through the fall and winter. That's really our main time.
Now, are you guys able to work together at all? Is there like any intertwining, or are these just like, man, there's the baseball, there's the softball. In my head, we have women that are playing sports. So like, do you guys ever come together?
We haven't had the chance to do that yet, but my team was really just started. So we're kind of still getting our feet off the ground. But I think we'd love to at least do some interaction with the softball team. I think that would be super cool just because we all have such similar experiences, and women in sports just always have something to bond over. But we have had the opportunity to kind of work with the men's club baseball team. So that's been really awesome. They've been super inviting. We've had a couple of scrimmages with them, and they're all super supportive of our women's team, which is really cool.
I love that. Now, I am curious to know, with men in sports getting so much coverage, do you guys think that there will ever be a turning moment when women do have more coverage in sports like the men do?
I mean, I hope so. Dang.
I mean,
that's
I would
what we're out
hope
here
so.
working for.
But it's like how much, like, okay, for example, Old Rain, they are so dope. And one of the things I want to do is continue highlighting what they're doing on the field. Like, I went and I came out so energized, but there's some people that still don't know that we necessarily have a women's soccer team, but they're so talented.
I think the exposure is big. So social media has been really huge for that. And I think they're different experiences. I think the sports are incredible, but I mean, I'm definitely biased, but I think the experience of going to a women's game and the community that you felt being there, the community that I know I feel at a Husky softball game, the community that will be there at UW Club Baseball it's different. It's about the athletes' stories. It's a little bit of a more intimate, maybe experience, an emotional experience than maybe watching men. Not to say that you can compare them, hand in hand. But I think that the stories that you hear from women competing in professional sports are incredible, and just continue to amplify those stories and those voices and give more of a platform for those, because I think when people experience it, it's a pretty credible, there's a really great response.
No, absolutely. And then, I don't know how much time that I have left, but I definitely want to ask you guys, since we are at All-Star Week right now, is there anything that you most are excited about?
I am super excited for the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game, of course. There's so many cool events going on here. And, growing up being a big baseball fan, I'm from the Bay Area, grew up really big Giants fan. Yeah, it'll just be super cool to see so many players from different teams come together to compete. And I think baseball in general, whether it's men's, women's, anybody, it really is an awesome way to bring people together and bring the community together. And it's a really cool bonding experience. So I'm just most excited to get together with my friends and watch the games and the events and just enjoy baseball.
I love it. What about you, Victoria?
I think just about same. I think the Home Run Derby is second to none. So much fun, but really just seeing the community rally around baseball, softball, having everybody be out here and just the excitement around it. Beautiful Seattle weather. You really can't beat it.
I love it. All right. Well, you guys, I don't actually have the list in front of me, so I am going to say this. Thank you so much, Amber, for joining me. Thank you so much, Victoria, for joining me. And hopefully I will see you guys over at the Home Run Derby. All right. This is the Takeover, and we are off to commercial break.
The WashDOT Pass program has really impacted anew with their funding, creating a space for us to bring these cohorts in, women and men, especially in the BIPOC community, people that are looking for livable wages in certain zip codes, to make sure that they're able to take our peer apprenticeship program, and that we're also able to help them with any barriers that they have. You can be an apprentice, you can get into this field. You don't have to be tough. You don't have to have tough skin. You don't have to be a man to be in this industry.
Visit the link at the end of this video to learn more.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
COVID-19 hurt my income, my health, and my family. We were about to lose our home when we heard we might be eligible for homeowner assistance funds from the government. We called 1-877-894-HOME, and a housing counselor stepped in. They talked to our lender and saved our home. Because falling on hard times does not have to mean losing your home. Federal funding details at washingtonhaf.org.
Hi, I'm Besa Gordon from Converge Media, Hits 106.1, and Back to Besa on Fox 13.
And I'm Buki Gates from Baseball Beyond Borders.
And we are here at T-Mobile Park, where on July 7th, they will host the very first ever HBCU Swingman Classic.
That's right, Besa. Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, has rounded up 50 of the very best ball players from HBCUs from all across the country, from schools like Jackson State, Grambling, Southern, FAMU, North Carolina A&T, Alabama State, and many more.
It's literally the All-Star game before the All-Star game, right?
Exactly. And the fact that the very first HBCU Swingman Classic is happening right here in the Emerald City is a big deal.
A big deal indeed. And it sounds like a whole lot of Black college homecoming vibes.
You already know what it is. Don't miss out on this historic opportunity to see the very best of the best Black college baseball players right here at T-Mobile Park on July 7th. Tickets are on sale now at allstargame.com. See you there.
The new COVID-19 updated booster provides the best protection available right now. So don't wait. Stay safe this summer and get your updated booster today. To find a free vaccine provider near you, go to kingcounty.gov/vaccine.
All right. Beautiful view right there. It's kind of cloudy at the moment, but you know, it's town business. It's going to clear up. We'll get a little sunshine. Pretty sure though, Chuck, the roof's going to be open tonight, right? Okay, we got the roof open. Welcome back to the Takeover. My name is Omari Salisbury. We're broadcasting live here from Pier 62. Before we move on here, I just got to acknowledge a few people. We've had some great visuals, you know what I'm saying, the last few weeks, especially around the HBCU Swingman Classic. We got a few people. Francisco is here with us today. Francisco shot a lot of that footage that's there in the that commercial you see with Besa Gordon and Buki Gates. And big shout out to Brady McAtee, who is the editor on that. And as we give acknowledgments here, this next segment is about a historical event, the Suquamish Nation, right across the water, man. It was over 100 years ago. They sent a baseball team over to Japan. And our Winfield Ezel, Trae Ezel, and our producer, because she's the jack of all trades, Marie Cadet, took the ferry over there across the water and captured this incredible story.
The team was very legendary, and it happened a long time ago. And so when I was younger and working at the museum, there were always these like, hey, did you know those guys went to Japan? Those little guys went to Japan? And I really goes, yeah, the Lowry brothers and Webb. And of course, I grew up with Webb, so Lawrence Webster, because him and my dad were good friends. And we were, you know, of course, my mom and dad were good friends with Maryland. When I started working for the Tribe, I was in college and I had a part-time job with the Tribe in our archives. The story started to come out more, and it became more of a focus of a big part of our history. So there was a lot of recordings done of the trip. Here they had this big opportunity for a fully fully paid trip to Japan, and they were going to get paid to play because they were semi-pro. And they had to put a team together, and it was like, okay, let's go to Japan. And I think some of them looked at and went, Japan, where's that? and some of them were like, wait a minute, I got a job. I can't just take off to Japan for 2 months. So they had to get a team together, and then they ended up with mostly the younger guys. And it was like Webb and Wood, the Lowry brothers, my great uncle, Dick Temple. They were all, some of them 18, barely 18. Some of them may have not been 18, had to get, permission from their parents to go. And so they got 8 players together. So I've been in that position before. Like, I got to find 2 more players, So they ended up finding some guys in Seattle, were minor league players that they knew, because they were, like you'd heard, one of the better teams in the region. So they knew a lot of the other good ball players. And so they brought some of those guys on to help.
My dad was 22, and his friend Woody, I think, was 18 or around 18. And he had to really talk to his parents. He promised he would take care of him, that he would come back home. My dad played different positions on the baseball team, and he was a catcher, and he was also did umpire. It meant a lot to the community. Family members of the ones that traveled there continued to play baseball. It was just really important. It was a main kind of thing that we had at that time, to have baseball. We had people from Seattle came over here with ball teams, the Navy, there were ball teams that they played, and then the Indian Circuit. It was just really a big thing for the tribes to have a baseball team. My dad's name was Lawrence Webster, and most people called him Webb. I just know that he liked baseball from a very young age.
They were brought over because there was a great interest in American Indians in Japan, and they thought it would be very unique to have, there'd be a more unique American team, which they were. So that I think that they felt like they had a certain amount of responsibility to promote the game and also promote their culture. And then that was a lot for a couple, some 18, 19-year-olds to take on for themselves. But I think they did a pretty good job of that. Not only having a joy for the game, but a responsibility to represent your people as a team. When we had our teams, sometimes we'd be going up against other tribes that would be 4 to 5, 6 times larger than us. And we would have our team together, and I remember we'd have like me and my 2 brothers, and then we had another set of 4 brothers. So 7 of the players were, siblings for the most part, and then we fill them out with the rest. Family had this responsibility, and as descendants of those players, to carry on that representation of the nation. So that was part of that they passed on to us, because they felt it was very important to represent the tribe, and that was why we played. The date of 100th anniversary started to approach. I started thinking, God, this would be really fun to do something to honor the team. I started thinking about how to do that, and at first I thought, well, the Mariners should get involved, because they're the team of Seattle, and they've got the name of our chief on their uniform. It seemed only appropriate that they would honor a team that went to Japan, which has played a big role in the Mariners' history as well. So after a little bit of effort, we were able to contact them and get that set up, and then really started working really hard on trying to get the story kind of put together.
When I heard that we were going to go over there for this big celebration, I was like, oh, I wish I could be the one to throw out that ball. But I didn't think that would happen. But I got a phone call from Leonard, and he asked me if I wanted to throw the ball out. I was just about fainted. I was so excited. When I threw that ball, I was overwhelmed with the roar of everybody. It was just so loud. And I really thought about my dad and all of those ball players that traveled over there, and what they experienced in another country playing baseball. You just, these little guys from over here and from our tribe, and just, it still makes me, think about them when they traveled there, what it had to be like to travel to another country. I would like people to, maybe ones that don't know it, that they would come to know it and understand how important baseball was to our people. They did travel and play against one another and other teams. That this was sort of the heart of our community at that time. We didn't have all of what we have today. And so it was just really the heart of our community was right here, this house right here. It's home.
I think it's pretty great that we had a team in Suquamish, precursor to the Seattle Mariners, that not only had is the home of their name of the city, but also had a group of young people, young ball players that went to the country of Japan and started a relationship that has continued between Seattle and Japan in a baseball manner.
All right, welcome back. Great segment right there. Big shout out to Winfield Ezel, Trae Ezel, Marie Cadet, and of course Ruben. You know, people remember the famous speech. We have an editor in Mexico City. So Ruben, believe it or not, man, he put that together in such a fantastic way, man. What a great story, huh?
Yeah, seriously, it really is. It's great to be able to be out at spaces like that and capture it in the moment and actually capture how folks can experience that amazing museum. Great work, team.
Yeah, man, I'll definitely have to check it out for myself.
Yeah.
All right. So busy day for all of us here. And, you know, especially a busy day for a lot of this crew. These guys are packing up, getting ready to go over to T-Mobile Park. We got an amazing storytelling situation that we're going to try to get in over there. You know what I'm saying? I know you'll be at Swingman.
You know it. I'll be at Swingman. I'll also be at the fair, the HBCU fair, man. I got that young kid, man. He's going into his senior year. I got to hear more about Elizabeth City State, man.
That's right. That's right. And you'll be a Swingman as well.
Oh, I will definitely be at Swingman swinging.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, man. Want to say thank you to everybody who's been supportive of us this week at the Takeover All-Star Edition here at Pier 62. First and foremost, our partners, friends of Waterfront Seattle, you know, or Waterfront Park Seattle. You know what I'm saying? The place so nice they named it twice. Everybody over there at the Seattle Sports Commission. I'm talking about Beth, Mara, Rob, a few other people we probably haven't met yet, but they're back there holding it down. Also, our partners over at Visit Seattle. Visit Seattle. Want to remind everybody to check out that Green Path app. But another big thank you, and a lot of times they don't get the thanks they deserve. Elite Collective, Carlos Imani, this whole team that's here. I mean, man, we're able to literally just show up because they show up and make these productions so easy for us. The world famous DJ Topspin, a.k.a. Blendy Adam Jones, and I say world famous as well because we've been around the world together. You know what I'm saying? Over the years, man, it's crazy. We've been everywhere together, man, around the globe. You know, so a special thank you to that. We got Cesar Canizales here today. Thank you, Cesar. Chuck, Circling Seattle Sports in the building. All the mamas here. Mama T-Dub. You know what I'm saying? My mama is here. Mama Everard was here earlier. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. I've said a lot. We'll go around here. Any last words before we get out of here, Basic Gordon?
Man, if you're coming downtown, don't drive. Make sure you Uber or take a scooter, okay?
All right, good advice.
You know, get out here tonight to the Swingman Classic. This is iconic, the first of its kind right here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's bringing the HBCU cultural experience to our area. Tickets are $10, y'all. Show up if you have young people who are interested in HBCUs. Now is a great time to learn from them directly at the HBCU fair right before the game. Make sure you get those tickets, and we'll see you at the stadium.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, and I would say this is that, you know, a lot of times going to a historically black college, man, a lot of your journey is, you know, it's kind of subpar in a lot of places because of funding. It's never as good, right? And one of the questions that I've been asked in a lot of interviews I've been doing is like, man, what do you think it means for the players? And we're actually going to ask some of the players tonight. But I always say that it reaffirms You know, it's a reaffirmation tonight when they run out that tunnel and run onto the field at T-Mobile Park for all the years of commitment and everything else. And baseball is an expensive sport, and a lot of times our kids are priced out of it. So, you know what I'm saying, to be able to raise the money, to continue to play, to stay in the game and everything else, man, and to go to a HBCU, and when they come out of that tunnel tonight, you know what I'm saying, and that first pitch is thrown at 7:42 in recognition that number 42, Jackie Robinson, man, I can only imagine. I'm here for the players. We've done a whole 2-3 week push for our community, and now I get to switch over. Me and Charles Hammaker, we're going to be all about them players on the field. So please come out. Please be part of the festivities, the celebration, and everything else. We need our community to show up. You know what I'm saying? Come out. Trae Holiday is going to be there. Basic Gordon's going to be there. Come meet them. If you want, you can hang out with me and Chuck, too. We'll be around. But just want to continue to say thank you for everybody. Thank you for your support. We're going to get out of here, and I'll leave you with this. Go forward in your purpose. Go forward in your humanity. And until 11 a.m. on Monday with The Day with Trae, hosted by the Big O. Peace.
Peace.